1.01, I can correctly interpret function notation. For each of the following relations, find the missing outputs. Okay, so what we're being asked to do here is for f of x, evaluate when x is 10. So wherever I see x in this function, I need to plug in 10. So this becomes the square root of 10 divided by 10. All right, well, I need to evaluate the square root of 10. Let me go ahead and do that on my calculator. I just have my cell phone at the moment. So the square root of 10 is 3.16. Okay, divided by 10. Well, if I divide something by 10, we're just going to move the decimal place over 1. So the answer is 0.316. Okay, let's try this one. F of x when x is -2. Okay, so that means I need to substitute in -2 for x. So this becomes the absolute value of -2 minus 2. Okay, so this becomes the opposite of the absolute value of -2 minus 2, which is -4. The absolute value of -4 is 4, and we want the opposite of that. So f of x, or excuse me, f of -2 is equal to -4. Okay. All right, down here, for f of x, this function, evaluate each of the following. F of 3. So again, I'm going to substitute 3 in there. So I have 3 minus 4 squared. 3 minus 4 is -1 squared. -1 squared is just -1 times a -1, which is a positive 1. F of -2, so I'm going to substitute -2 in for x. -2 minus 4 squared. -2 minus 4 is -6 squared. -6 times -6 is a positive 36. Okay. Now we have f of 0. So I have 0 minus 4 squared, which is just -4 squared. -4 times -4, 16. And now we have f of 4. So we're going to have 4 minus 4 squared, which is 0 squared. 0 times 0 is 0. Okay. All right, now let's look at this last one. It says, what is the value of x for which f of x equals 25? Okay, I'm going to do this one on a separate piece of paper so we have some room. Put this up. So I need to take the function. When the function equals 25, what are the values for x? So x minus 4 squared is the function. When that equals 25, all right, what is x? Well, let's think about this for a second. Some number squared is 25, right? So what could this number be, right? We know that 5 squared is 25, but -5 squared is also 25. So this x minus 4 could be 5, or if x minus 4 equals -5, that would also work for this equation, this function. So x equals 9, or the other answer could be add 4 to both sides, x equals -1. So let's prove that. If I plug 9 in here, I get 9 minus 4 squared, so 5 squared, 25. If I put a -1 in here, I get -1 minus 4 squared. Well, -1 minus 4 is -5. Ah, that's also 25. Okay, so this one has 2 answers. You really got to think about that. Okay, good job.